Let me further on the story that my colleague Prakash was actually talking about, the fact that we are picking up buzz that the government may actually provide relief to city gas distribution companies, which will thereby turn out as a big relief for CNG consumers as well. Let me take this point forward, and joining us right now is Sanjay Kumar, the Director Marketing at GAIL, joining in on the show right now. Mr. Kumar, thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us. First things first, sir, what we're picking up from our sources is that the government may be in the works to provide some sort of relief to city gas distribution companies, and that the tax structure may be rationalized for CNG as well as CBG. Do you think this is a possibility, sir?
Good morning, Aisha. Good morning, Nikunj. We are also hearing this, that the excise duty on CNG may be considered for rationalization by government because the other tax that is there on CNG is basically state VAT. So we are hopeful that this, whatever your sources are telling, comes true. And even if it is reduced by 50%, presently the excise duty on CNG is about 14%, I think, which comes to about 8 rupees to 10 rupees, depending upon the retail pricing of different geographical areas. So it will be a big relief. Very few good news coming for natural gas sector. This may be one of them, Aisha.
Mr. Kumar, now let's assume that the excise duty is rationalized, which means prices come down and consumers would benefit. If prices come down, do you think that naturally will have a huge impact on demand per se?
Definitely. I believe the CNG vehicles are already picking up not only in the commercial segment but also in the personal transportation segment. And if the prices are reduced, as I told you, the impact of this excise duty, even if it is made 50% from the current 14% to 7%, say, it will be about 4 rupees to 4 rupees 50 paise per kg, which is a big relief. If it is passed on to the consumer, it will be a big relief for the consumer. And the difference of CNG pricing as compared to diesel or petrol would increase further, thereby giving them more and more saving if they choose to use CNG vehicles.
Also have presence in gas distribution. How will life change for the transport and the gas distribution system? I mean, GAIL's main business is gas transportation. If excise duty is reduced, will that have an impact on the way you charge for gas transportation? Is that linked to the market price or that is independent?
Nikunj, our business, I represent GAIL India Limited now. We have only 6 geographical areas, but we are participating through our subsidiary and our joint ventures in 72 geographical areas. So the impact on our associate company would be huge. The positive impact on GAIL per se would be okay, but not so much because we have only 6 geographical areas and our sales in the CNG segment are limited. As far as our pipeline transportation business is concerned, we don't see any linkage of this excise duty relief to the pipeline transportation business. That's totally independent.
Mr. Kumar, I'm sure you have some back of the envelope calculation as to what would it mean purely for your subsidiary too?
Yeah, so we are using about 1 million kg of CNG. We have approximately that much sale in the country, about 0.9 to 1 million kg. So it will lead to definitely positive this thing for our joint ventures to the extent of 0.5 crore to something like that per day. So you can calculate accordingly. But these are all joint ventures and our subsidiary. Main GAIL India business does not have much CNG business. We are present in 6 cities only per se.
Now, broadly, sir, just to understand in the dynamics here for the industry in general, what about CNG availability? Demand if it goes higher, What about CNG availability? I mean, is there enough and more backup? If demand goes higher, the supply also would be available?
I'm glad you asked this, Nikunj. We are presently, the country is consuming about 24 million cubic meter per day of gas in CNG, of which about 15 million cubic meter per day of gas is coming from APM, non-APM supply, which is at around $6.5 or something like that. The remaining gas is being sourced by the entities. By entities, I mean those 308 companies. There are about 40-50 companies which are operating 308 geographical areas across the country. So they need to source remaining gas, which could be regasified LNG as well as the HTHP gas or free-priced gas, which is available from different operators in the country, or buy some gas from the IGX, which is the exchange. So that gas is priced at around $12, whereas this gas, maybe the APM, non-APM gas, the domestic gas is priced at around 60% of that level. So that way there is a lot of stress with these companies, because the CGD business is not the same as petrol diesel business, because here you have to actually transport the gas to the CNG station or to the household, which requires a pipeline network and requires a lot of operation and maintenance efforts. But I'll take this information that you have given us today very positively. If excise duty is probably being rationalized, then hopefully the mother of all requests from CGD entities is to put gas in GST, under GST. That may also come.
I'm tempted to just have one last follow-up question, and largely at industry average. India's energy demand will grow. Within that, there is a definite tilt towards gas as a source of energy, and the idea is here to perhaps move away from to a cleaner hydrocarbon source of fuel. So if that is the push by the government, if that is the intent, at what rate do you think the gas demand in India will increase in the next 3 to 5 years?
If gas comes into GST, the gas demand can easily double in next, I would not say 3 to 5 years, but in 7 years. We are normally talking about 2030-31 horizon. So we are sure if it goes into GST and the GST rates are mild, the demand of gas in the country should double. Mainly on the back of the whole country license for city gas distribution being authorized by PNGRB in recent years. So all those cities would have town gas, would have CNG supply, would have industrial and commercial PNG supply, which will be the main driver of demand. We foresee presently about 40 million cubic meter of gas is used totally by CGD entities in the country, 38 to 40 million. We expect this to more than triple in next 7 years, mainly on the back of a large number of districts and practically whole of the country being authorized as CGD business to different entities.
So, Mr. Kumar, I'm just tempted to ask you one final question. It's a rarity for us to have you on television, so I just want to make the maximum of it. My next question is about another big transition which is happening in the energy sector, which is that first it was fuel, then it was gas, and now it is EV. What impact do you think the transition, at least in the automobile sector, from traditional sources of fuel to EV will have an impact on gas demand, and especially for CNG?
I'm presently parked on Mumbai-Delhi Expressway, Nikunj, and I'm seeing all fossil fuel vehicles going here, no EVs. I understand EVs are coming, but I have been telling you in the past also, the market is so big that everybody will have place to enjoy, to grow, and hopefully the CGD business that I represent would also grow. We hope this will grow faster than petrol diesel business, that liquid fuel business that we have been seeing in the past. We are all aware of the risks that you have pointed out, and we are trying to mitigate that in the sense of possibly we could take some part of that business, or possibly we could go into the next level of business, which may be hydrogen, which you did not touch upon. The hydrogen is the ultimate fuel that people are talking about.
GAIL's plans there?
Sorry.
What are your plans to scale up your hydrogen business?
So all of us, all the companies are working, it is quite possible. Presently, hydrogen is totally out of the park, kind of scenario, because the 10 megawatt plant that we have put up, the green hydrogen plant that we have put up in the central India and Madhya Pradesh, we are seeing the cost at about 600 rupees per kg. Whereas the demand for hydrogen is presently at 200 rupees per kg or maybe 250, 300 rupees per kg. We hope, at some point of time, the electricity will be cheaper so that this price goes down to 200, 300 rupees for green hydrogen, which is basically the ultimate fuel. Then we need to compress it to higher pressure or make it liquid and see if the IC engines can be replicated into hydrogen as fuel. That is the kind of scenario that ultimately will be there, which experts are and long-term thinkers are talking about presently.
Kumar, thank you very much, and you've been very candid with your points. Thank you very much for your time. You are on the highway, yet you found time to take this call. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, Nikunj. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much. Pleasure.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.